What's up, guys? So today I have kind of a combination video for you guys. It's going to be half story, half conspiracy theory. Let me just say before I start that this is not meant to like jump onto the conspiracy theory bandwagon. I realize that there are already people that do that who are good at it. I'm not trying to like invade on their space. I'm not trying to jump on a trend. It just happens that this is how things worked out in my life, and honestly, I love watching conspiracy theories. I find them very entertaining when they're done by entertaining people and not people who are serious and like want you to actually get the tinfoil out and start making hats. But I've never had the interest to actually go look up conspiracy theories and like do my own research. So basically my family back in like March, spring break time, we decided to go on a trip to find the sun because we had been kind of fogged in all winter and we just really all wanted to just spend some time out of the pool soaking up the rays of the sun. So it happened to be spring break. We were like, hey, let's take off, let's go do this. So we decided to go to Las Vegas. So we drove down to Las Vegas, we spent a week there, and then we decided that we wanted to drive up to Reno. Now, between Las Vegas and Reno is a town called Hawthorne. So on our trip, as we're driving, we come across Hawthorne. Now, Hawthorne really doesn't look like much. It's like, I think the population's only about 2,000 people. It's really not a big population, just kind of out in the middle of nowhere. There's nothing else there, just this little town, and a bunch of like little humps in the sand off the side of the road. Now, if you've ever driven through there, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. They're very distinct, like little bumps with like what looks like little windows maybe sometimes. I'll insert a picture here so that you know what I'm talking about if you've never seen this before. But basically it is kind of a very distinct landmark when you are driving between Las Vegas and Reno. Most people who have done that know what I'm talking about. So basically, we're driving along, we see these, and we've done this drive before, so we have seen this before, but I don't think any of us had ever actually, like, researched or asked questions about what it was and why. Like, we knew it was military, we figured it was probably ammunition bunkers, but we hadn't really actually, like, learned anything about it. So this particular trip, I think we were all a little bit bored, and I was like, hey, so what actually is in there? Is it ammunition bunkers? Like, what is this? So my mom was like, I don't know, why don't you Google it? So I grabbed my phone and I started like looking it up, like Hawthorne, Nevada, military, and you guys, I found so many crazy theories. Oh my goodness. First and foremost, I found out that this area in Hawthorne, Nevada, which is currently, I think they just call it like military training base or something, but what it used to be called was the Navy Warfare Training Center. The Navy Warfare Training Center. Now, if you guys know of anything about Nevada, or if you've driven through Nevada, you will know that it is literally just a desert, right? A desert and a road. Now, in Hawthorne, I will say there is a small lake, but it's nothing that could be used for military training purposes. You know what I mean? It's very small. So the fact that this is what this used to be, or used to be called, was very odd, and that's kind of where the conspiracies start. So apparently, there are conspiracies based on the fact that this is what this place used to be called, and a bunch of other things, and people's experiences that I'm not going to get into in this video, that basically this lake is part of an underground cavern that goes from Nevada clear to California. I think they said in San Francisco area, like that's where they believe it connects. So they believe that there's basically these tunnels and water underground that go from, like I said, Nevada to California, where they're running submarines and other like marine warfare from the middle of the country, not quite the middle, but from Nevada clear to the coast, in case of like war, or they're able to run ships from like the ocean and store them in Nevada, and they're able to do training underneath in these huge caverns of water. But what's interesting about this theory is that people who believe it believe that all of these canals that are under California, etc., basically have been passed off as the San Andreas Faults, which, as you guys know, I'm sure you guys have watched movies about earthquakes and things like that, but when the big one hits, everything's cracking and falling into the ocean. Well, some people believe that the San Andreas Fault are these chambers that are underwater that are slowly collapsing but are being used by the government. And so the government doesn't want to disclose them because, number one, there goes their chambers, but number two, they're slowly collapsing and will eventually collapse, killing tons of people and causing huge amounts of chaos. And they believe that if people were to know that all of these chambers are slowly collapsing and slowly falling in, and California is slowly falling, that it would cause a massive uproar. So that's just like one theory that I learned about Hawthorne, Nevada, and which apparently has opened up all these other theories because people are like, oh, well, there's more proof that there's caverns, and, you know, the cavern theories have opened up UFO theories and all sorts of things, and I thought it was so interesting that I thought I would share it with you guys. So I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you gave it a thumbs up. You guys can always subscribe as well down below. And leave me a comment telling me the weirdest vacation experience you ever had. And next week I plan on reading some of my favorite comments back on my channel at the end. So I will see you guys next time. I hope you all have a good week. Bye.